The Board of Governors approved the league's 22-team restart proposal yesterday by a vote of 29-1. The season is now tentatively scheduled to resume July 31st at Disney's Wide World of Sports in Orlando. The Blazers, by the way, were the only team to vote against that proposal. With the season approved to restart, here are some of the key dates. Games would begin July 31st. The last possible date of the season, Game 7 of the finals, would be October 12th. The draft and free agency will commence shortly thereafter, with the hope the next season beginning on December 1st. Right this minute, as fans are getting ready, what is the most important thing they need to know?
Well, Greedy, the final hurdle for the league's return rests with the Players Association today. They have a call set with their team player reps, and they're expected today to approve that NBA plan on a return to play in July in Orlando. And, I talked to Michelle Roberts of the Players Association last night, and, one element of the dates that the league shared with the teams yesterday that, in her words, surprised her and is going to, it's going to inspire some more talk between the Players Association and the league. That return date for next season, training camp on November 10th, and the season tentatively starting on December 1. Because consider this, October 12th is the last possible date of this season. So you're talking about a turnaround for teams who are in the finals of potentially less than a month or about a month. That's got to be collectively bargained with the Players Association. What the NBA is trying to avoid next year, they don't want to push into the Summer Olympics in Tokyo, and they want to have their season done next year, including free agency and the draft before the start of the next NFL season. There's still a lot of work to be done, and I think the enormity of this task of moving the league to this bubble environment in Orlando, it's starting to hit the teams. There's a tremendous amount that's got to be done now to pull this off.
No question about it. Very quickly, one other thing. I saw there's some concern for some of the older coaches being in the bubble when the season returns, and the coaches are not happy about it. You spoke to some of them. What did they tell you?
Yeah, Mike D'Antoni, Alvin Gentry, two coaches, 65 years old, 69 years old. Greg Popovich is 71. Adam Silver has said publicly, and the league has talked privately, about some possible accommodations for these coaches. There's been talks of the older coaches wearing masks. Adam Silver even brought up the idea that those coaches in that more vulnerable ages for the coronavirus might not be on the bench. Rick Carlisle, the head of the Players Association, called Adam Silver last night. Adam Silver told him, hey, maybe I jumped the gun on this. But the Coaches Association and those coaches are very sensitive to the idea that they may be singled out. And essentially, if those coaches would have to wear masks, I think the Coaches Association would want everyone to wear masks. These are the kind of issues that are going to come up, as the league tries to protect those people, and those teams and those coaches don't want to lose a competitive advantage.
What is the possibilities on KD?
Yeah, so the official answer from the Nets is no, that is not going to happen. I actually think that there was a better chance if it was just a 16-team playoff and not this playoffs plus model, because the schedule that they have laid out here will be a little bit grueling for anybody coming off of a big layoff. There will even be back-to-backs, not only in the return games and the regular season games, but also the first round of the playoffs. That's a lot to ask. So while I think Durant will get an opportunity to practice with his team, I just think that it may be too high of a volume of schedule to really expect him to want to tackle that. As for Kyrie Irving, he has a 4 to 6 month recovery timetable. He is back working out, but that would not put him in position to return normally. So I can't rule it out. I'm not telling you it's not a good bet, but I think my hopes are a little dimmed after this schedule announcement.
Wendy, I have 45 seconds here. Unfortunately, is all the time I have. Quickly, what's the other most important thing that fans need to know or be thinking about as we get this thing started?
We're going to find out a lot next week when there's a protocol put out. It is going to be over 100 pages long. It is going to include a whole lot of things that are going to be frustrating, challenging, and difficult for people and players to accept. We already got a taste of it last night with the coaches pushing back on the idea that some of them may have special conditions because they're up there in age. It's going to be really hard. The schedule part of this was easy. The health and safety part of this is going to be harder than you can possibly imagine.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.